Hello, friends, and welcome back. My name is Mrs. Brusson, and I teach ESOL at the Howard School. And I want to thank you for joining my video one more time. So, I'm not sure if you remember, but a few days ago we talked about the present simple tense using action verbs, and we did this only in the positive form. Okay, so today we are going to concentrate on the negative form of the present simple tense using action verbs. Okay, so I want you to go ahead and take a look at these sentences, and your job is to tell me to identify the tense. That's it. That's what I want you to do. Okay, good. So, tell me, what is the best way to identify the tense in a sentence? Yep, that's good. Yes, the best way is by looking at the verb. And which word is the verb? Yes, the action words are usually often the verbs in the sentence. Sometimes we have linking verbs too, but we're concentrating on action verbs, right? So I'm going to read sentence 1 and I want you to repeat after me. Rita never leaves the house without her umbrella. My sisters seldom help my mom around the house. Patty's talking on the phone with his boss. So tell me, which sentence or sentences are in the present simple tense? Okay, well, yes, number 1 and number 2 are in the present simple tense. How about sentence number 3? No. Okay, so which one is the verb in the first sentence? Okay, very good. Leaves. How about in sentence 2? Okay. What about in sentence 3? Well, some of you are telling me is, and others are telling me talking, which is an action, and I'm going to say that it is both. Okay, it is a verb phrase, and yes, this is not in the present simple tense. This is actually a present continuous. Okay, and we're not going to talk about that today. Now, how do I know that sentences 1 and 2 are in actuality in the present simple tense? Okay, so we have to look at the type of sentence, and if we can recall that present simple is formed when we are talking about facts, things that never change, or things that we generally do. Okay, so a fact is that Rita never leaves her house without her umbrella. And another fact is that my sisters seldom help my mom, right? Now, I want you to look at sentence number 3 and the first verb. I have Rita never leaves. And did you notice that S? I don't have one here. Why? Okay, yes. When we are writing in the third person singular or speaking in the third person singular, we have to remember to add an S to our action verb. That is right. Okay, now this is true 90% of the time. The rest of the time, we're going to either add an ES or an IES, and I want you to refer back to the previous lesson. But just as a, quick reminder, as the verbs ending in CH, SH, X, SS, and something else, and the verbs, so they take an ES, and the verbs ending on on a consonant, and Y, they take an IES, and we drop the Y, right? So that is just a quick reminder or refresher in a nutshell. Okay, so now what we are going to do is we are going to go ahead and read our clear learning target. right? So our clear learning target for today is, or are, I can use the negative form of action verbs in simple present tense statements. I can also transform positive statements into negative statements and vice versa. Don't forget that. So I want you to take a look at this conversation and I want you to finish it. Okay, so last week I told my husband, the toilet is broken, fix it. Okay, that's what I told him. And I want you to remember, finish the conversation. So what do you think my husband replied to me? Okay, so he said, but wife, I don't know how. That's what he said to me. But wife, I don't know how. So if you noticed, here we use the negative present simple tense. Now, you might be wondering, how do I know that it is the present simple? As you recall, okay, we use the present simple to talk about facts, right? So, in the above situation, my husband said, I don't know how, right? So that is a fact. It is a fact. It was a fact yesterday or last week when he told me that. It is a fact today. And it will be a fact tomorrow if I ask him again, okay? So it is a fact that he said yesterday, I don't know how. It's a fact that he would say today, in the present, I don't know how. And it is a fact that he would tell me tomorrow or later on today, I just don't know how. So that is not going to change anytime soon. So it is a fact that happened yesterday, it happened today, and it will probably happen again tomorrow. Okay? Because it is a fact, something that does not change. Okay, so another question that you might have is, how do I know it is a negative statement? Now remember, or let me just say this, that negative statements or negative sentences are typically formed by adding the word not after a helping verb. So this is a helping verb, okay? So, and I add the word not right after it. So here I have the contraction. Contractions are made when we put two words together, right? So the two words are do not. So I can say, or he could have told me, I do not know how, which is the same as saying I don't know how. So remember that a negative statement must contain the word not after the helping verb. Okay? Now, I want you to look at this word again. I want you to go ahead and look at this one over here. So I have a formula for you, the word order for the sentences: subject, auxiliary, not, and action verb. So we have it all here. I don't know how, right? So now what I want you to do is I want you to use different subjects to write the same sentence. Okay? So pause the video and use the same sentence frame but changing the subject. Okay. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at them together, okay? And let's just go ahead and read them. So I don't know how, you don't know how, we don't know how, they don't know how, he don't know how. Does that sound good? So the present simple of main verbs take the appropriate form of the helping verb do. So you see, this is the main verb with no changes. But remember that in the third person, it's going to change. Okay? So for the third person, we need to use the form does. And then we're going to go ahead and add the word not. Okay? So he does not. She does not. And it does not. Okay? And if I am going to go ahead and make a contraction with that, then I am going to say doesn't. Okay? So remember that a contraction is made out of two words clashing together. Okay? So very good. So what I want you to do now, so let's go ahead and practice. And I want you to go ahead and transform the negative statement into a positive statement. Okay? So I'm just going to go ahead and put the negative statement over here. He doesn't know how. And I want you to just go ahead and pause the video, and I need you to make this negative statement and transform it into a positive statement. Okay? Okay. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at your work. I'm going to write it here one more time, okay? So the negative statement, let's go ahead and read it together. He doesn't know how, right? That is a negative statement. It has the auxiliary does and the word not together. Okay, so how can I make this into a positive statement? Well, as we already said and talked about and know, he is a singular subject, right? So, because he is a singular subject, what needs to happen to my verb? Is that correct right there? What is my main verb missing? You are totally right. I need an S, okay? Because every time I write a present simple tense statement in the third person singular, my verb is going to need some type of S, okay? So, I have this other example, which is a eat crackers for dinner. Okay, so what is wrong with my verb again? Okay, yes, my verb is missing the S. It eats crackers for dinner. That's right. How about if I want to make this into a negative? Yes, you're totally correct. It doesn't eat, and no S, crackers for dinner. Okay, well done. Now, what I need you to remember is that every time we write a statement in the third person singular, there has to be an S somewhere. So it's going to be either on the auxiliary verb as the form does, or it's going to be on the main verb by adding an S to the end. Okay? Okay, friends. So we have reached the end and we have survived. What I need you to do is not to forget to complete your practice exercise, which is uploaded to Canvas or whatever platform your teacher is using.